Good morning. So I've decided that 2 readings a week for right now is about what I feel is a good start for me. I woke up this morning feeling like there's a message coming through for you guys, and so I decided to set everything up and do a reading. And I think one day a week when I feel that inspiration, and then on Sundays. Sunday is a really important and sacred day to me, and it's a powerful day. So, my Vision Quest Tarot deck, and we can call this the Vision Quest Tarot reading or showing, as I am humbly saying that I'm certainly no expert yet. I don't know that anyone's ever an expert. I think the cards are the expert, you know. But certainly I get a lot of input when I lay cards, and I would love to share that with you today. So let's see what the cards have to say. I've shuffled 3 times, as is my normal routine, and the first card is the Tower. Wow. Let me just show you this. In this deck, they call it chaos. And the reason I say wow is because I got this card yesterday. So the universe is telling me it's, be prepared, because the structures of how you've operated, and who knows, maybe everything is crumbling, and I think that's fine. I have a lot of new ideas, and let's make room for it. Insecurity. We've got the ravens on appears to be some dead corn. So insecurity is the 5 of Earth, so the 5 of Pentacles. Chaos, the Tower, our major arcana card, number 16. And the 4 of Water, abundance. So then the 4 of Cups comes in. So what just came through quickly for me is when suddenly the structures of your life start to fall apart. Maybe there's a breakup, maybe there's a job loss. We can feel insecure, of course, because we're in this transitional phase where we haven't brought in the new thing yet, and we may have to go through just a bit of a dark period. The sky is so dark gray, and ravens, and this card is really, and but we're gonna persevere that. Not only are we gonna persevere this, we're gonna welcome this, guys. Okay, so if there's something going on for you where there's either a change that's happening that you don't have control over, or whether you're contemplating a change. Contemplating a job change, for instance, is a scary thing, but the fact that you might be contemplating that means that probably that job has served its purpose in your life. And the thought that just came in is, if that is a relationship, whether it's a friendship or your romantic partner, that's an even deeper and more scary thing. But once the transition is made, once we've put behind us what we've outgrown, and we've worked through the insecurity, we get to the other side and we get to the abundance part. So it's interesting that this is the Four of Water, because for me, water being intuition, I feel intuition is an endless river that runs through me. And depending on where I'm at personally in my life, I'm more or less tapped into that. And certainly I want to always be tapped into that, but life gives us so many distractions, right? And we get into the intellectual side of stuff, and we take our focus off of the most important source of information, which is our own intuition. But when we tap back into it, we rebalance, right? So to look at this, there's actually, it appears to be two streams on each side of the cups. Of course, it's perfectly balanced in this card. And in my opinion, whenever I see, in most cases, when I see the sun in this deck, I feel it's the sunrise. So things crumbled, we felt insecure and worried and stressed out, but we handled it. We handled it really handily. And now the sun is rising, the rivers of our intuition are flowing, we're getting back into a harmony that has us balanced. So I think that really this is sort of the epitome of life, right? So we're constantly, maybe not constantly, but frequently going through these periods, because that's what growth is. We cannot grow without outgrowing. And that's the commitment for someone who or we can all say it, I want to grow, I want to grow, I want to grow. Okay, great. But the commitment is that we have to outgrow also, because it's a duality planet, right? We can't just grow. And so that's a big responsibility, and it's also scary. Okay, we don't want these ravens coming in and pecking at us. But that's life, and that's how we become more mature, more experienced. That's how we gain wisdom. And whether we caused it or whether it's something that happened to us, it gives us an opportunity to look inside, to take some time to light an incense and a candle, pull out some cards or whatever it is that helps you, do some meditation, do some yoga, I don't know, watch a good movie with someone you love, and tap back into that endless stream of guidance. So through this, we get the opportunity to rebalance and create harmony. So if there's something that you're contemplating today, and you feel afraid of taking that step, just know that this is the necessary part to get to this, and that's the contract we have in this life, right? So let's see what we got for numbers here. So we have 16 and 5 is 21, and 4 is 25, and 2 and 5 is 7. Now 7 is my birth year, my life number. Life number, is that what you call it? In any case, 7 is my number. My great friend Gregory would call that the mind and creativity. And I just love that because creativity is what it's all about. This life is creative, okay? And we get to say when something is over. Also, at times things just end, and that's the way it is in life. Somebody passes away, somebody breaks up with you, somebody gives you a termination letter. But we also get to say, because our life is a portrait, it's a mosaic of experiences, and like any beautiful portrait, the whole thing isn't covered in green or blue or red. It's got some red here and some green here, it's got some flowers here, it's got a mountain back here. You know, it's got all the aspects of a full story. And we create that story, okay? That's our gift. Our gift is to be the architect or the director of our film, right? We're the director of our movie, and we get to say, cut. Let's change the camera angle. Let's get some new information coming in, and let's get rebalanced. So that's what I'm planning to do today. I'm going to take a really strong look at this because personally, I just want to quickly note that I have 9 days of abstinence from alcohol, and I feel amazing. I'm not particularly worried that I have an alcohol problem, but what I just wanted to do was to I want to balance total health right now because I have some big things going on, and I'm using that as a tool. And I just want to say, I don't feel I have any issues, but after 3 or 4 days, I couldn't sleep well, and I felt a little grouchy, and it made me think maybe I am kind of dependent on that stuff, for better or for worse, because it does relax me in the evening. But clearing it out for 9-10 days so far has brought an energy that is, I feel, capable of anything right now. Like, I feel on top of the world. So it's been a good tool, but the reason is because I have some things that I'm going to blow up, and that's a little scary. But the wisdom of my life has shown me that after I do the hard work, this will be what comes. And so I hope that's the same scenario for you. If you're contemplating something, I hope this gives you the understanding that you have the power to do it, okay? You have the power to do it. You are being guided, and you are being loved and supported, and by me too. I encourage you, and certainly put it in the comments, and I'll give you my one sentence feedback, because we're a community here, and we're communicating. And yeah, I wish you a super wonderful day today, and yeah, I'll speak to you later. So for those who might want to hear a little bit from the guidebook, please stick around with me. What I've decided in the few weeks that I've been doing this, I've had this deck for like 5 weeks, and what I've decided is that when I lay the cards down, I'm going to read basically just what I feel, what I see, what I feel, and that can be the meaning for me and for anybody else. But then after that, I'm going to reference a little bit to maybe give it some texture. So again, chaos, upheaval, abrupt change, shedding of old values, that's interesting. Concepts, ideas, concerns, breaking away from restrictions, walls tumbling within and without. Yeah, we've all been through that and we can handle it. Whether you want to or not, chaos is liberating you from the narrow confines that kept you safe but bound. Revolting against these fateful forces will only intensify your pain. Go with the flow instead of resisting it. The less you struggle, the easier the necessary changes will become. Test the forces of upheaval. Test the internal and possibly external chaos that shakes up your life. Once the storm is past, you will feel more free, awake, and open. Remember, stars are born out of chaos. Wow. We're all stars, you know? We only fear this power because we cannot control it. In reality, chaos is the raw material of transformation. It sure is. Okay, and then the outward manifestation. Everything is up in the air. Inner inhibitions and outer restrictions collapse without warning. A high power blasts away your self-imposed mental and perhaps even tangible prison walls. This may relate to a work-related situation that is no longer suitable for you. Take the form of a sudden change of address or end a partnership, one you hang on like a bad habit. If that is the case, be honest with yourself. All old crutches eventually break. Throw them away willingly. This apparently negative and fearsome upheaval is making room for new and better things. Understand that everything is for your greater good. And I certainly believe everything is for our greater good. It's hard to believe that sometimes. Okay, 5 of Earth, insecurity, fear, loss, worries, negative thoughts, self-abuse, self-condemnation, fear of inadequacy, self-pity. So out of all those, I think fear of inadequacy is the most debilitating. So we really need to do whatever it takes to break that negative mind loop, because we are adequate. We were born of this world through the process of the Great Spirit, the great thing that we can't really understand. So we came in perfect. And it's just all this BS that we read and see, and that makes us feel like, gosh, maybe I'm not up to speed here, or up to standard. Baloney. We are. Okay, inner message. Once again, you have pulled into an old negative mind loop. To get out of it requires your full attention. Remember why you tend to think about yourself so harshly. Look closely. Where does this destructive influence come from, and who needs it? Find out. Become aware of the influence negative thoughts have, and how you allow them to, how you allow yourself to be hypnotized by them. So this breakup can be something within, right? It can be the breakup of this old feeling of inadequacy, or even self-pity. And we're going to break up with that, and that's scary, but man, we got to do it. In this state, it is better to stay on the sidelines. Don't try to accomplish big things, let alone making important changes in your environment. An insistent fear of failure could jeopardize what develops now. First, let that dark cloud of worry pass out of your mind and your consciousness. By becoming still and regularly relaxing your mind, you will soon find that everything looks a lot brighter and clearer. Yeah, it's a process. Okay. So the Four of Water, lastly, abundance, plenty, the temptations of luxury, wealth, fleeting gratification, voraciousness, impending change. Seems to be a lot of contradictory terms in that, in essence, part. But the impending change seems to fit the script here today with the other cards. The inner message, something inside you has reached a crucial point of ripeness. Your cups are completely full, and now you begin to understand the significance of this card. What is full to the brim will be emptied naturally. Whenever there is a high point of plenty, there is a change, and in time, a return to the emptiness from which it all began. Okay, so that's interesting. So this can be a loop. This can be we've been full for so long that now we've got to go through a change. That's a very interesting, like, sort of a 180 twist on this. And so we need to be prepared for that. Okay. Well, we are. So bring it on. Outward manifestation, fullness and abundance marked by a situation reaching its peak in an important area of your life. The height of success has been reached. Now circumstances will change. This doesn't mean failure, though. Your momentary satisfaction already feels a little stale as you look ahead. This kind of gratification must be losing its grip on you. Outer riches and success in business no longer provide the desired inner fulfillment. Okay, so this can relate to also the idea that when we have a spiritual awakening, the ego dies, and what fulfilled us and made us feel so amazing is maybe becoming not that important to us anymore, because there was a lot of material gratification there, lots of money, the big job, the hot car, and as we mature as spirits, we realize that that stuff is kind of an illusion. It's not as important as our inner successes. And so as we grow, I often say sometimes even good things need to come to an end. Not that I invented that, or that it's some breakthrough statement, but I picked that up somewhere and I really took it in because it's true. As we get more mature, what we felt was our greatest goal in life a year ago may not be that fulfilling to us now. And so again, we're constantly going through these cycles, and so we should welcome them. And when we feel this insecurity and we feel a little bit down and maybe we feel inadequate to handle the situation, just know that that's where the growth is. That's where the growth is. No pain, no gain. Right? So I hope you got something from that today, and I fully support your growth. And please leave some comments and let's communicate about today's cards. Okay? All right, guys, have a lovely day, and I'll speak to you soon.